There needs to be a method to this madness. Why do we need 5 years to do it, to get out of the survival mode, to get out of the burnout? Why does it take so long? Organ accumulator. An organ accumulator is a device that helps psychotherapists move at least 5 times faster than the regular way if you just go there and talk with them. So when I was going all the wrong ways, taking all the wrong advices, and doing all the wrong stuff, I've discovered organ wellness. So I used to work 18 hours a day. I was so exhausted that I needed a chauffeur to drive me around. And it was impossible to get any recuperation for years. I had this in me that I need to go, to get out of Switzerland and to get on a farm and not be in a high stress environment in the city and just stop doing everything, just get my head together. One of important topic that is almost never discussed is all my goals were societal induced. So they were not my inner goals. The easiest thing on the world or in the world it was to get fit. So why I'm not fit? So if you don't experience endorphins, then your goal was societal induced and not your own. That is the easiest way to see. For example, if you buy a new car and after a week or two, you don't feel anything when you see your car. It's societal induced. Survival mode keeps us from living our life fully and keeps us from being healthy. And it keeps us away from losing weight. It keeps us away from having successful therapy sessions. Because if you're in survival mode is the biggest destructor. Yes, it can help you survive. It can help you run your business through a difficult period. But overall, it's extremely dangerous and it will cost you your money and your health in the long run. And of course, even more important, relationship will suffer for sure.
We are on a conveyor belt that has been mass produced for us to be amazing employees, right? But we don't recognize the impact and the effect that it has on our emotional well-being, our physical well-being. By 40, most people have changed careers at least 3 times. And because we're not having enough conversations about how impactful the careers that we choose are on our lives, people are making wrong decisions. And oftentimes they get to midlife and they're burnt out. They absolutely have nothing left, but they can't identify why.
What I would like to stress, and I believe that is not expressed often enough, but it's extremely important, is that a lot of people is doing everything right in their life, but they're doing the wrong things. And this is where our frustration is coming. So there is correlation, but not causation. I'm sorry, I'm a nerd. I'm a huge nerd and I do a lot of statistics and stuff like that. So I'm nerdy here.
Okay.
But it's this to be or not to be is the question in the midlife. It's not so deterministic anymore to be or not to be. We don't want to be suicidal here. But what should I be? Maybe it's also the question. And why am I here? I don't want to say that we can resolve trauma, but I'll say we will help you catch that special moment when you're triggered by your trauma that you can decide whether you're going to use it as a trigger or it will be just warning that there is something, because that was an old way. We'll re-traumatize you so many times that you become numb to this trauma. No, that is not the way we are doing it. We often encourage our clients is do what you like to do in your past. For example, if you check my Instagram page, you'll see that I'm doing puzzles and I'm doing carpentry because your inner child will be satisfied and won't cry out and won't make a mess, and you will not be self-sabotaging to a degree that you might be doing now because your inner child is not hurt. So the dark side of the warrior archetype is a survival mode. That is, in my practice with over 500 people last year, so 2024 alone, that was 100% true. So on average, person nowadays living in the city, we experience about 20,000 outside stimulus a day and about 40,000 inside stimulus a day. So it's inside and outside. And
Mhm.
inside is even more intense. And that is why, because you are in Faraday's cage, basically, there's a lower electromagnetic field and a lot of positive things on top of that. You have 70% less outside cognition or whatever we sense. So sensory overload of a normal person is lifted for 40, 45 minutes. And unfortunately, I'm not perfect, but that helped me make all the mistakes that I made instead of my clients. So I can help my clients get from midlife crisis, from survival mode into absolute clarity and safe space in the shortest time possible.
Listeners, this is another episode of Survival Mood Disrupted. I just want to remind you, you were not built to break. You damn sure were not built just to survive. Let's disrupt the cycle. Let's reclaim your life. And it's time to thrive on your own terms.